those videos earlier, particular video on the Santa Clarita Diet, about cannibalism, about these blood rules reform. Shortly after that, CNN put out an article that I saw, as well as MSNBC, talking about how Vladimir Putin also likes to indulge in bloodbaths. Let me quote the article from MSN, the headline, Russians bathe in magic deer blood for stamina. And it says it's no secret that Russian President Vladimir Putin is proud of his physique. He's been photographed topless on horseback or reeling in a fish. But what's behind the stamina of this 65-year-old now contesting his fourth presidential election? Deer antler blood has something to do with it, he apparently believes. Local media reports say that Putin is one of many Russians who have consumed and bathed in blood from the severed antlers of Siberian red deer. Bathers believe the blood gives them strength and stops the aging process. So let's talk about this for a second, right? I just said this about the aging process, right? I didn't see this beforehand. Saw it after. We're talking about the vampire facial with Kim Kardashian. You know, people have come over since I did that video today and they're saying, you're crazy. No one's going to promote cannibalism. Nobody's going to be smearing blood in their bodies. Well, there's reasons articles like this come out, right? Because this is how they ease people into it. They're not going to come out and show Putin covered in blood and go, oh my gosh, what was he doing? They're going, hey, look at his great physique. What's the secret? Oh, well, magic blood. And they show these poor deer getting their antlers cut off, which is inhumane and disgusting. But let's think about that, right? We're talking about the blood baths and how it's a baptism for Satanists. Is it a coincidence you see Eminem bathing in blood, Machine Gun Kelly bathing in blood? How about articles that have come out in the past like Lady Gaga and a maid at a hotel accusing her of taking part in a satanic ritual after she left a tub in her hotel filled with red blood? Of course, it gets denied because people go, that stuff's not real, that's crazy. Or Marina Abramovich, right? Not just her ridiculous spirit cooking video that we've seen, but Abramovich's art show, where we have people headless, covered in blood, eating out of bathtubs filled with blood. Okay, this is normalizing this stuff. That's what they're doing. They're not doing this to entertain you. They're doing this to prepare you. If Putin didn't want this article out, it wouldn't be out. If Gaga didn't want it out, it wouldn't be out. If these musicians didn't want you to know, they wouldn't show it to you in every video. This is becoming more and more normal. You can go from there, you can go to the WWF, having a group known as the Brood, who perform blood bath rituals on their opponents. They would douse them in blood. It's like, huh? What does that even have to do with fake fighting or fake wrestling? Well, the characters are vampires, so suddenly they dump blood on them. What, are they supposed to fall down and get pinned, like get hit with a steel chair from getting blood dumped on them? All of these media outlets are preparing people for all of this to be normal. And even when it comes through the news, we're supposed to respect, CNN and MSN, and obviously all of us who are awake don't. We know that they're the real fake news. But what about the sheep out there, the zombies, who are sound asleep seeing this? They see it because it's coming from CNN and MSN, because they think mainstream media is credible, that, oh, anti-aging, oh, it's no big deal. If the Russian president can do it, then why can't we? It says in the article, on top of the controversial ritual of blood bathing, the belief fuels an entire industry of antler blood-based products, which animal rights groups say are barbaric and have no basis in science. There's no evidence that the deer antlers or their blood have a healing effect, but some Russian research institutes have suggested that there become further studies into it. So, they can get away with it. Right, that's what I said earlier, right? Here are the fake results from our study. Oh yeah, you live longer if you bathe in blood. Deer blood 5 years, human blood 10 years, baby blood 15 years. Oh, really? Okay. Antler harvesting is not for the faint of heart. Each year, the animals are restrained as farmers use a saw to sever their horns. I mean, how despicable these people are. So they can take a bath in the blood. These sick freaks. Don't hear anyone out there going crazy. Oh, the Satanists are doing that, right? They're just attacking Christians. Christians are bigots. And then, because what? You're going to tell us this has nothing to do with the occult and Satanism? This is some healing thing? Oh, right, we're going to mix this into the New Age crap? Sure are. All this stuff that's all satanic is going to dump it into New Age. Oh, healing? Oh, spirituality? Sounds like fun. That's what it's like. It says, see, I visited one of these farms high up in the midst of Russia. It said, of course, it's not a drug, it's more of a supplement, but it makes our immune system strong. It heals the body and gives us great strength, men's libido in particular. I mean, didn't I just say this? I kid you not, I did not read this before I did the video on Santa Clarita, and I did the video on Santa Clarita last year and all this stuff with cannibalism. That's how they're going to push it. Oh, your libido? Oh, I'm going to have more energy? Oh, well, why are we all tired in the first place? Maybe because they're dumping chemicals on us from the sky? Or maybe because they're dumping it in all of our food? Or maybe because of the fluoride in the water? Dousing us with chemicals 24/7. That's why we're all exhausted. But instead people go, I'll bathe in pig's blood. I'll bathe in deer antler blood or baby blood if it gives me energy. It says the farmers here say it's no big deal for the animals as they grow a new pair of antlers each year. But when they do grow back, they're sawed off again. And this happens around 15 times in the lifetime of each deer. And you can see the products that they're selling that has deer blood in it. It says the farm has more than 1,000 deer, and the farmers began cutting off the antlers when the animals are around free. The herder at the farm talks about his trade with pride and describes it like a sixth sense. That's not suspicious. How do I even explain it? He said, standing among a herd of deer. I just feel it. When the antlers are ripe and ready, I just see it. Many other farms operate in the region producing antler blood creams, pills, and alcoholic drinks, and they offer baths in what they call antler broth. So not only, we're talking vampire facial with the creams, right? Talking about the bath. They're also putting it in drinks for people to drink and consume the blood. Well, that's not, I mean, this stuff is just unbelievable. Yes, this is antler blood, not human. But this is just normalizing this type of behavior. Don't you see how it transitions to get people comfortable? Talking about bathing in animal blood. I mean, if I know they're talking about bathing in human blood, people will be alarmed. Okay, talking about bathing in animal blood, people are alarmed, but they're not as alarmed, so they can start getting desensitized and go, oh, well, okay, I mean, it's a little weird, but if they feel younger and the deer's still alive, I guess it's okay. That's how they ease people in. It says some of the products are sent to Asian countries, such as China and South Korea, where there's a similar belief in the blood's health benefits. Despite the lack of scientific evidence, the people in the area say they have had high-profile Russian athletes, including Olympians, visit for antler blood treatment. I mean, all of these people are practicing magic. Even the headline tells you, right? But they put magic in, like, quotes, right? Magic, wink, wink. And people read and they're just like, oh, it's anti-aging. Oh, it's because they still refuse to believe that magic is real, that black magic is real, that sorcery is real. Even Christians who claim to be, read the Bible inside and out still don't believe the Bible literally and still don't believe that this is going on. These people openly are admitting it. Magic, wink, wink. Look at the lines being crossed, being blurred. I mean, the pictures, I can't put the pictures in. They actually show the poor deer with their antlers cut off on CNN. It's disgusing. I mean, it really breaks your heart, I know people get on me and say, oh, you're angry and you want to beat people up and you're a psychopath because you say obese. Hurting animals is hurting children is the lowest of the low, really. I mean, and the fact that people don't see that they're trying to make this normal, this behavior. Why are all these celebrities taking blood baths? Oh, is Eminem doing it? Because Eminem wants his skin to be younger in his picture. He's like 25 years old or something when he took the picture for his album. Oh, is he doing it to be cool? No, because they're normalizing this. These are rituals. They're magic rituals they're participating in. And they're trying to make it seem like it's nothing. Like, oh, it's going to help your sex drive. It's going to help your energy levels. Oh, sign me up. People even know that they're partaking in satanic rituals. And they'll say, who cares? I feel younger. My skin's better. Sign me up. It's amazing to me how they get away with this stuff. I mean, it's every day. It's more and more. How in the world can people not see what's going on? And let's not pretend like this ain't going on in America. Probably going on here more than anywhere else. This is going on everywhere. They are normalizing this crap around the world. And it's going to be the younger generations who really get on board. right? The millennials and below, the next generation, and the one below that. They're trying to raise them without God, without scripture. They're telling them, oh, worship Kim Kardashian. She's taking vampire facials. Watch these shows. They're eating, they're eating human flesh. And people are like, oh, but mind control's not real. Oh, it's as real as it gets. It's as real as it gets. Take away the media, take all this stuff away. What would people be doing? They'd be living normal. They'd have their own trades, growing, sewing, building, whatever. They'd be normal. Instead, they have us all trapped in this matrix where everyone's pretty much miserable because we're not doing the things we're supposed to be doing. We have our government doing it all for us because we're too busy being slaves in the system every day, having to get a paycheck to go buy their food, which are filled with chemicals, to pay rent on land that they own, even though you own the land because you still pay taxes on it. The enslavement is insane. And this stuff's just becoming more and more normal. Unbelievable. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families. This is the United Uprising channel. Welcome to today's show. Statues and architecture are something that is very overlooked in our society. We're taught and trained to look at art, statues, things in museums, architecture, structures, architectural structures, to be these things that are creative and they come out of someone's mind and they're visionaries. But the reality of the matter is, these are all truths hidden in plain sight. A subscriber over on the website, Believer of Jesus Christ, shared this image, which is located just outside of this temple in New York City that's getting all the headlines about having tunnels connected to it. And it's a depiction of a reptile dragging a child into the sewers. And it's located in Brooklyn, New York, which is the same borough where this supposed temple building, the Synagogue of Satan building, is located. Now, the first thing we should all think of is, with this whole situation that's going on in New York, if you didn't see my previous video, the one that has the mattress stain and the tunnels in the thumbnail, I highly recommend you watch it. Because I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this story. But what really should come out of this story is that you could go to every single one of these temples and likely find the same thing there. Because this is exactly why a certain group of people have been thrown out of every single country they've ever been in, because this has been exposed. Now, this is something that the mainstream media will not talk about. And if they do talk about it, they will use it to their advantage to cause it as a divisive measure or, of course, to lead you in the wrong direction. The last thing they'll ever let you know is that this runs rampant because the books that these people read teach this. So I can't go into a deeper detail or deep dive into that topic because it's forbidden here. Because this platform is completely controlled by the same people they don't want you to expose. So I want to look at this statue, though, because people see this. And now that this stuff is starting to come to light a little bit, not as much as we all hope, but a little bit, people are saying, look at this weird statue. What is this? Why is this on the grounds in Brooklyn, New York? Well, let's ask that question. Why is that there? Because somebody just labeled it art, but this is truth in plain sight. You see, Confucius and many people out there know of this saying from Confucius, that is, signs and symbols rule the world, not words nor laws. Their signs and symbols are everywhere. Everywhere. And if you actually looked at these things as what they really are, which are signs and symbols to show you what's happening, instead of looking at them as some type of art that you can't understand, then more people would wake up. You see, everything from the Statue of Liberty to the Washington Monument, all of these statues, all of these symbols of America, they're not just pagan or Egyptian, they're satanic in nature. And we look at these things as symbols of this country. And then you wonder when you see the statue of Isis in New York, you wonder to yourself, oh wait, it really means that? And what is going on in this country? This mystery Babylon that it is. Well, it's crumbling around us, and all these things are being revealed to us. So think of the saying, signs and symbols rule the world, not words nor laws. Then start looking around you. Like I said, the Washington Monument, 6,666 inches tall, 666 inches wide. Of course, they list it in different measurements. They want you to think it's 555 by 5,555. Those are feet. In inches, it all translates, because these things are all around us. And the monument itself is an obelisk, which represents Baal's shaft. This is biblical. This is phallus worship. This stuff all ties together. So look at that statue that I just showed you, that was shared on the website, of a reptile eating a child. Why would that ever be put there? Why would anybody ever put that there and think it was a good idea? Are they fans of the Ninja Turtles? No, right. I mean, even the Ninja Turtle statue would make more sense. What does this have to do with anything? Well, it has to do with what happens underground. And I'm sure Brooklyn is a hub for this. Now, this specific location that's being discussed is one of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of locations around the earth that this has occurred. So they strategically and obviously deliberately put that there. And people see these things and they never think twice, right? What is this depicting? Well, it's depicting a child being eaten, okay? Being eaten. Now, there's a certain group of people, okay, throughout history who have been exposed for doing this exact thing, eating children. In fact, there happens to be a statue that you could see on your screen, which goes by the name of Baby Eater, a fountain in Switzerland, home to the World Economic Forum in Davos, of course. This statue, Baby Eater, sits in Switzerland. It's called the Child Eater Fountain. And what is this based off of? Does anybody know? Does anyone have a guess? Oh, right. It's based off of this thing called the blood ... libel, okay? That's what it's based off of, because this was an actual thing that's occurred. So what that is, if you don't know, you should look it up. You could say vampirism is based off it. So all these things in our culture that are normalized, right? Everybody's into vampires. They don't know why. They're like, I'm into vampires because Johnny Depp is a vampire. Or I'm into vampires because Brad Pitt was one in a movie. That sucked, by the way. Oh, really? Why is it normalized? We don't even question these things. Why it's just like, oh yeah, I'm a vampire for Halloween. We didn't question Halloween in the first place, what it really is. We won't get into that. Or anybody questions it, right? It goes back to a certain group of people. So they've put folklore around actual traditions and things that these people have done. And of course, in this country, if you ask questions about those people, you'll go to prison, right? At some point, at least you'll go to prison in this country. Right now, you'll just be banned from speaking and you'll be labeled something so that nobody will ever want to talk to you or come near you because it's so mean and so hateful. So that statue right there, called Baby, is very similar to this one. The only difference is there's a gator. There's an alligator, right? What's the thing there? Well, it looks like a little goblin. And what I mentioned in a previous video about goblins? Who are goblins? Well, you can look yourself for yourself at who's been depicted as goblins throughout history, right? So we can always find truths in these statues. People look at them and like, what is that? Oh, the statue in Switzerland of a thing eating a baby. The thing looks awfully like a lot like a person that knows, a lot like some certain group of people. Oh, wait, those people have been accused of eating babies. Oh, wait, those people are people you can't talk about. Interesting. So when a tunnel pops up like this and you see a statue like that, you should be suspicious. You'd say to yourself, who allowed this statue to be put there? And anyone out there that defends it and goes, oh, it's just art, is clueless. Is clueless. Now they're using an alligator, of course, to represent a reptilian, a reptile, right? These people have become demonically possessed by consuming the flesh of a youngster, right? So much so that, well, I have to say the word youngsters, you can't talk about these times because this group is so much so protected. So that's a statue or a whatever you want to call it, a monument that's located right outside of there. Nobody looks at that and goes, yeah, that's a little extreme. Somebody funded this, taxpayer money funded this and they put it there. Well, what's the meaning for it? Is the spot, is the spot known for gators? No, it's not, is it? Does anybody specifically want to see this? Are people excited to see a gator eating a child, let alone have it be a monument or a statue? If this ever happened in real life, which I'm sure it has, right now, a gator eating a child, that's pretty traumatic. It's pretty sick. Make anybody cringe and be very upset. But apparently we need to make a monument of it, right? So that story is out there where this is right outside of the specific location. And then when we do a deep dive, we start looking at all these statues like the one I just showed you, right? With the baby, being eaten, right? What was it called again? Oh, baby eater, right? The child eater found. There's many others out there that people don't ask questions. How about this one? Baby fighter, right? It goes by multiple names. Man attacked by babies, I believe is the new name that they call it. There's beater. It's fist punching little children. No big deal, right? It's a statue. Somebody put lots of money, lots of effort into this, and we allow these things out in the open because they say that it's art. And all the idiots just keep walking by going, oh, it's art. Oh yeah, it's art. A guy punching little kids, right? I mean, look at these things. They're all around us. Baby fighter, baby eater. How about when I covered this years ago, the Vatican literally put a statue of Moloch, all-seeing eye and all, right in the middle of the Vatican, right? Nobody thought that was a big deal, did they? I guess not, right? What else have we seen? Well, we've seen, obviously, we know they roll the Baphomet statue out all the time, but did anybody out there know that there's actually one sitting in place permanently in Birmingham, Alabama? No? Yeah. How's this for the storyteller, they call this, right? Right in the middle of the fountain, where's Baphomet reading a book and educating. I'm sure the book has a lot to do with all the genders that are out there and a lot to do with, a lot of pride in his book. I'm sure a lot of other things like, racial equality, gender affirming. I'm sure that's all in the book that Baphomet's reading in upon as it's there. So you can see this art all around us. And this is what people need to be focusing on, looking at this stuff and then figuring out why it's there, who put it there, and not taking an answer of art as an answer, right? Because that's not an answer, right? How about we go all the way to the airport in Denver, which is probably one of the most notorious places in this country that's filled with satanic art and imagery, right? I've covered it so many times. Even having, for those of you that are new to all this stuff, there's literally a time capsule for the Freemasons inside of Denver Airport, telling you what the world's gonna be like. And it's right in the airport, right? But you got this big horse outside. People are like, what is that? Oh, that because when a lot of us talk about the horses and Revelation, things like that, people just roll their eyes like, a horse is a horse, right? Well, this horse is called Lucifer. Well, a lot of people call it Lucifer. That's the nickname for it. 32-foot tall demonic horse statue, right? I'm sure, it's really 33 feet tall. If we all actually got a measurement and measured it, but they'll tell us it's 32 because they don't want us to connect the dots at 33, right? This demonically possessed horse, the capsule inside are all those creepy posters that they hang around the airport, which have nothing to do with an airport and everything to do with the end times. And all the things that are actually happening underneath that airport, because that underneath that airport is a real hub underneath that Denver airport, okay? So we see the United Nations with some of these beasts from the book of Revelation putting these statues up, right? All of this stuff goes on right in front of our eyes. Even the Georgia Guidestones, they've gotten away with the Georgia Guidestones for so many years, right? People are like, oh yeah, finally we're fighting back. Georgia Guidestones have been blown up. They blew them up themselves, the Georgia Guidestones. There's a time capsule under the Georgia Guidestones that had to be taken out at that specific day, at that specific time, at that specific location. So they detonated it and they took the time capsule out, okay? That's what they did. And everybody out there was like, oh boy, extreme white nationalists. No. They blew it up on purpose. There's a capsule with instructions underneath it. That's how they communicate to future generations. Do you see how it works? Right? They're all in secret societies. Obviously, some of them aren't alive anymore. Some of them are, in the metaverse or whatever else going on with their consciousness or transhuman, etc. But to relay messaging, they do it through time capsules. The Masons do. Denver Airport's got one that's ready for them to break in. They'll be surprised there's something surrounding that event. But here's one right there. The Georgia Guidestones, somebody asked a question about how it's all about nature on there and getting the population down, and they don't realize that the climate agenda ties directly into this. They don't want you to. So it's a good thing that they're not there anymore, because then they'll just call you, anyone who's a conspiracy nut, they'll have a tough time debunking that, right? We've seen the Oculus, of course, the Phoenix Rising, right outside of One World Trade Center, the World Trade Center there. Nobody ever says anything about that. No one's like, hey, what is that doing right outside of there? Is that depicting the Phoenix rising from the ashes? Like, yeah, well, and I think it means some hunky-dory, cheerful story about how we're recovering in New York. These satanic signs and symbols are everywhere. You can look no further than art. I have videos on the website, Uprising Revival, many videos about art over the years. Not just art in general, because we all look at art and say, oh, it's satanic or it's not. But the laundering industry, which is the art industry, okay, that's what it's there for, because you can put a price tag on anything. You can name any price you want, nobody can dispute it. But if I sold you a stick of gum and you gave me $1 million for it, that's a suspicious purchase, right? Why do you think you see all this artwork that's being put on all these other websites where you could buy stuff? Like I can't even say the names, we'll just throw it out there. Etsy, I got a strike for it, right? What do you think they use art for? Because you can't put a price on art. But if I sold a stick of gum for $1 million, $100,000, people would be suspicious. If I sold a telephone, a printer, whatever, anything, they'd be suspicious, right? But this is beauty's in the eye of the beholder, we've always been told, right? It's art. You can't put a price on art, just like you can't control the weather. But the reality is you can't put a price on art, you can't control the weather, right? The price on art is whatever they're willing to pay for the child. That's just simply put, right? So anyway, I'm probably gonna get distracted. I just want to talk about it after seeing it posted on the website, seeing an alligator eating a child, and just out plain sight, because they're all over. I'm sure you got statues like this in your own town. And if you're on the website, this is what's great about the website, and you are listening, please, if you have any of this stuff in your own town, this stuff fascinates me. See how they get this stuff out there, how they get away with putting it out there. So share this stuff on the website so you make people more aware. Wherever you even if it's, you don't have to give location of your town, you can just say you live in a different town, but that's in that town or whatever. But you can share this type of stuff so people can see, hey, these monuments are all over the place, right? The most basic, most notorious ones in our country, every single one of them, like I said, the Washington Monument is probably the most known in the Statue of Liberty. Both ties to Freemasonry and the occult, satanic symbols, and just not even the dimensions of the Washington Monument, which is just should be a dead giveaway in DC with the 666, but also the fact that it's an obelisk, right? Everyone always sees these obelisks. What do you think? They're wonderful things. Like, oh, cool. Oh, it's just a giant stick with a point on it. All right, looks like a wiener, right? Oh, phallus worship. That's real normal to have, especially in a country. Isn't phallus worship anti-feminist too? Right? Nobody puts an uproar about that. So not only there, again, we've seen like even CERN has the Shiva outside. So there's all over the place. They use art to depict exactly what's going on. There's a lot of truth in art. It's not actual art, but they can get away with putting this stuff right in front of your face. And like I said, it's the old quote: "Signs and symbols rule the world." They surely, truly do. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna do a quick video. I hope to see more of you on the website. Thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you as always, and your families.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I want everybody out there to take a look at this. If this isn't enough proof that we are rattling their cages, that they are so desperate that they have to go on these shows and deflect. And you can hear the silence in the audience. Because the audience is so dumbed down, they don't understand what they're seeing. This is their way of trying to make sure that the audience, if they ever do come across my channel or others, or come across the fact that this is all really going on, that they have these seeds planted in their head so they dismiss it. That's what they're doing. Now, most of you probably remember the video I did on Will Ferrell with Chris Gethard, that satanic ritual they performed. One of the more disturbing things you'll see anywhere, especially when they try to deem it in the name of comedy. And this is him going on Conan O'Brien. Listen to how he deflects and talks about this. I apologize in advance for the choppiness of the clip, but for people who seem to think this is a big joke, they sure go out of their way to block us from uploading these clips. So I had to add the pitch, make it a little higher, make it black and white, real annoying stuff, but I had to do it to get it through so it wasn't blocked in all countries like it was saying it was going to be. So take a look at this.
I think, first of all, I think he's the funniest man on the planet, Will Ferrell. And so what a great thing he's producing a show. How involved is he?
He really looks out for us. He comes on the show from time to time. He actually was on 3 weeks ago, and we did a bit that I was really proud of because it really spiraled. I'm the first student. It went a little too far. It was very, very confusing. He came on. He was our executive producer. He's like, we got to get these numbers up, man. Like, let's drive these numbers to the roof. What do we got to do to get more eyes on this thing? And we wound up doing this, like, almost like pseudo ayahuasca ceremony where he was wearing robes and antlers and he made me drink the sacred tea.
He's like a druid and he's doing like an invocation to get more people to watch the show.
Yeah, almost like an occult ceremony, but it was all fake. People rubbed blood on me and dirt on me, and then I was birthed out of a 6 foot tall vagina, and it was really, I really loved it.
Where'd you find a 6 foot tall vagina?
We built it.
Oh, okay, right, okay, yeah, all right.
I've never heard of vagina referred to in its tallness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
that's
much.
fantastic.
Thank you so much. And it was just like this dumb bit we did.
But Will also commits so much,
So hard.
so fully to his things. That,
1000%.
right. At any point were you thinking, what am I doing while this was all happening?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it ended with him making me suckle from his teeth while he rubbed my head. It was so weird. It was so weird. And I'm so proud of it. And the thing I'm most proud of, I'm so proud of it. And the thing I'm most proud of is that this is totally true. There's all these like online conspiracy websites and like subreddits, and they have latched onto this thing and analyzed it and made videos analyzing it. And they say that my show on True TV is like a hub for a Hollywood satanic ring. And they really believe it. And they're saying Will Ferrell is involved in all this Satanism, and my show is where celebrities go to spread their satanic messages, which I am flattered that they think my show is that popular.
Yeah.
They're going to say you're a part of it. Because you're talking to me, they're going to say you're both a part of it now. And they're right. And you're right. The conspiracy theorists, you're right. These guys are a big part of all of this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And they're going to deny it right now. But I came here today to spread the truth. Andy in particular, he's really locked in on the satanic stuff.
No, I'm not.
Why would he deny it? Why would he deny
I'm
it?
not. I'm just not.
He worships the goat. He worships the goat. Everybody knows. It's the worst kept secret in Hollywood. Andy Richter,
Yeah.
satanic goat worshiper.
Boy, I mean, I knew we were rattling their cages, but this is just more confirmation that people such as myself, they are watching. They are watching. People, I know that, and I'm not saying that from a narcissistic standpoint. You know, I'm not a prideful person. I don't think I'm better than anyone else. I don't think this channel is better than any other channel out there. But I know that they fear me because what they try to do is use mind control on people, and it doesn't work on me. See, they do stuff like satanic panic. They talk about, right? Oh, the satanic panic. Everybody out there's panicking. Who's panicking? Do I sound like I'm panicking? Satanic panic. I'm licking my chops for a shot at some of these Satanists. Licking my chops, waiting for the day. You think I'm scared because they put on cloaks and they do this to kids? That's giving me more rage to punt their heads to kingdom come. They fear you, the listener. They fear me. And guess what? Other truth channels who are listening, they fear you as well. They are using deflection and comedy so much that they don't know how ridiculous they're starting to sound. You hear him here go, oh boy, there's this crazy dark web of the internet and Reddit forums. They're talking about this channel because that video that I did had hundreds of thousands of views on this channel, I believe, and Fire Rises combined. They blocked it from ad revenue, like they think I care, but they try to also block it from people seeing it. I think other channels picked up on it after my video, which is fine by me. I don't need credit for it. I want the truth out there. But this is what they're talking about. They're talking about me. They're talking about you. And then they're going, oh, there's these crazy people that think there's this big satanic cult. And Conan O'Brien's like, oh, isn't that weird? Oh, this is Conan O'Brien a couple years ago hosting the MTV Video Awards. I guess this is a big joke too, right?
My God, what the hell was that? I was just almost killed. Welcome to the Satanic Cult Awards, ladies and gentlemen. All hail the Dark Lord.
Oh, is that more deflecting? You know, for people who say that Satan's not real, that Satan doesn't exist, they sure talk about him a lot. They sure put on a lot of mock rituals out there. But again, oh, Conan O'Brien, he's a good church boy. Oh, yeah. We're not supposed to believe that any of these people are in on it. But what they do is they try to take it and they go, oh, man, you know, there's a cult going on at the Chris Gethard show. No, nobody said that. Listen to my video, cult going on at the Chris Gethard show. I said that it was a ritual, at the very least a mock ritual, but there's not a cult going on there because everybody in Hollywood is in on the cult. You see, your show isn't important. Those of you guys in Hollywood who seek ratings and seek fame by forcing yourselves on all of these big outlets like Comedy Central and NBC and all these stations, you're being force-fed to the people. Nobody really likes you. People are forced to listen to you. Chris Gethard, this channel gets more views than your show. That's pretty pathetic, being that I record this from my basement on a laptop. Pretty sad, right? And I'm not getting force-fed on anybody. So again, they try to use comedy like that to say, oh man, they think that there's this. There is a big conspiracy going on. All of these people in Hollywood are all a part of it. You didn't hear Chris Gethard mention the fact that he did a skit earlier in the night with Will Ferrell talking about babies and pizza. That must be a coincidence too. There was no code word or referencing there. I mean, give me a break. If you're blind, you didn't see that. And if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's on my channel. Go watch it and watch how ridiculous these people are. And for Conan O'Brien, who rumor has it, which we all know is a true rumor, hosted at Bohemian Grove, gave a speech at Bohemian Grove a few years ago, and then pretends like he doesn't know what it is, but then pretends like, hey, welcome to the MTV Music Awards. Let's all worship the Dark Lord. Boy, you know, they say this stuff and people don't laugh. Like, who in the audience is like, Conan O'Brien goes, let's worship the Dark Lord. People are like, people are just smiling because they don't know what's going on because they're zombies. And they're like, hey, it's Conan O'Brien. I'm supposed to laugh, right? Because the sign above my head says laugh box. Yeah. And then you get Chris Gethard here, who, I mean, if you research this guy, you see some of his stand-ups talking about how he got married at a Jewish summer camp. I was at a sewage camp. That would be a little fitting, right? A Jewish summer camp or something like that is where he got married. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he could follow that would be satanic, you know? I mean, maybe he follows a certain book that talks about this stuff. It talks, you know, all the stuff that you're seeing revealed on his show with children and pizza. Yeah. So I wanted to show everyone out there this. This is the kind of stuff that should pump you up. This shouldn't discourage you. This should make you go, you know what? For the people in my life who say I'm crazy, for you know, for the attacks you're probably under from people bugging you, this is them nervous as possibly or as anyone possibly can be, because they are bringing up Satanism and the occult over and over. They're not just showing you rituals and saying it's not real or it's a big joke. They're getting nervous because they're getting caught, right? And obviously they're putting it out in the open, so they would expect to get caught, but they wouldn't expect as many people to sound, you know, to be like-minded exposing this stuff, right? You know, I do my best to try to sound how I normally am, which is sane. Even though, yeah, I could yell sometimes and sound like a lunatic when I say I want to, you know, throw somebody down a well. But for the most part, channels like this scare them because They can't use this deflection tactic. You know, there's not videos on my channel of me driving around looking for Sasquatch and stuff that they can use and say, oh, the guy who believes in the satanic cult is also the guy who believes in the Sasquatch. I stay consistent with what I talk about, which is the occult, which is Satanism, and then the branches involved in it. You know, from the bottom barrel Freemasonry to the Jesuits to the Zionists, all that stuff. And that scares them because if regular people hear someone like myself speak, they will wake up. They will snap out of it. They won't be able to go, oh, but this is the same guy who's, you know, says there's a UFO and he got abducted by one a couple years ago and got his, you know, his anus probed. No, you know, they can't do any of that stuff. They are panicking. Not just me, because of you, the listener, because of you, the other channels who are exposing this stuff. So keep doing it. Keep putting them on the ropes. You know, they're starting to look like buffoons. Oh, but Will Ferrell is some type of Hollywood Satanist. They crack jokes about them. Why is he hanging out with Marina Abramovich? Oh, are we supposed to be Marina Abramovich is a Satanist? When she openly, you know, just doing rituals here? Oh, spirit cooking's not a real satanic ritual, using coagulated blood, writing on the wall what kind of spell or whatever, you know, drinking semen and urine and all that stuff. How about the fact she carved a pentagram into her stomach? None of that stuff satanic. Or the picture of her standing inside of a gigantic satanic pentagram. No, none of that stuff is. So Will Ferrell, who's at these, you know, these events for Marina Abramovich where there's cannibalism, you know, there's fake bodies laying on the table, you know, and they're hinting at cannibalism. Oh, we're supposed to believe that he's not connected to any of these people at all. He's just a big funny guy, right? Gig is up, boys. Hollywood, the gig is up. The awakening is happening. People are starting to catch on to your bullcrap because there's like-minded, reasonable people out there who make sense, who are showing people this stuff and the repetition that you're using. Every single one of these, you know why it's so important about every one of these cases that involve SRA? Because what's the common theme? You're telling me I talk about 50 to 100 cases. How come every single one's dismissed? How come every single one is just deemed satanic panic? Oh, there's no evidence. There's not? Oh, sperm inside of a child's rear end isn't evidence? Oh, all the stuff that they, oh, why? Because they say that they were making them drink blood? Oh, of course. They must be making that up because a 2-year-old has the imagination to know what that is. The gig is up. People are waking up. Your bullcrap deflection and your bullcrap mind control, it doesn't work on me. It doesn't work on the subscribers of this channel. And it isn't going to be working on the masses for much longer because the repetition, we're going to break it. And then after that, there'll be some other things that we break. I thank you for listening to today's show. And I thank all of you for being subscribers to this channel. I appreciate all of you greatly. God bless all you and your families.